This week, we are going to space.
Well, we're not going to space, but people on the show today have actually been to space.
That's pretty cool.
We're space adjacent.
This week on the Star Wars Show, Andy sits down with astronaut Cady Coleman. Your first look at the new show Science and Star Wars, and much, much more. Now, from the Lucasfilm headquarters, it's the Star Wars Show.
Hi, I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Andy Gutierrez, and this is the Star Wars Show. And if we ever forget to say that, you can just read our shirts and you'll be caught right up.
I've also got my phone number and my address in the tag back here in case I get lost. Let's go to the news.
This Friday, tons of new The Last Jedi merchandise will go on sale at stores all across the world during Force Friday 2.
And one of the cooler aspects to the event is Find the Force, a global augmented reality treasure hunt that aims to unite fans in a battle against the dark side during a 3-day event at over 20,000 retail locations in 30 countries.
All you have to do is download the Star Wars app.
Plug. Plug.
Then find a graphic at a participating store with a Find the Force logo, and then like some sort of computer magic, characters will appear with you, which you can then take photos or videos of and share them all across your social media channels.
What an exciting time to be alive. There are 15 characters to unlock during the 3-day event. For more information, visit starwars.com/findtheforce.
Star Wars Rebels released their 3rd season on Blu-ray and DVD yesterday. The 3-disc Blu-ray includes tons of bonus features covering topics like the return to Mandalore, bringing Thrawn to life, a deeper look at the epic Obi-Wan and Maul duel, and much more. Plus, Dave Filoni and crew sit down for 5-episode commentary tracks and the complete 3rd season of my show, Rebels Recon. And you have a new show to talk about too.
I do! The new show is called Science and Star Wars, and it's all about exploring and experimenting with the science fantasy of Star Wars and how it relates to actual scientific breakthroughs in the real world. I love this show. I love this show.
And you have a lot of cool guests coming to help out with it too, right?
Oh, I sure do. I've got Anthony Daniels, Janina Gavankar, Ashley Eckstein, Daniel Logan, and so many more great guests.
Like one more maybe?
But there's at least one more that I can't think of off the top of my head.
So when does Science and Star Wars start?
Science and Star Wars, presented by IBM, starts later this month, and wouldn't you know it, we have a trailer.
Am I in it?
Okay, yes, you're in the trailer. Hi, I'm Anthony Carboni, and this is Science and Star Wars. Every week, we explore how close real-world science has come to our favorite Star Wars technology.
Oh my gosh! It's totally like rain!
Awesome! Let's start building a droid. We have our superconductor here. In the real world, lightsabers come in one color, blinding white hot. Whoa. Blasters are everywhere in Star Wars. Woo! How did it feel?
Really natural.
You get hurt in Star Wars, and back to tank heals your body. That's starting to really happen. High five! Nailed it. We made the land speeder.
I am C-3PO, human-cyborg relations.
You were really living on the space station. What is that like? So join us here every week for Science and Star Wars. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you, this was fun.
Looking at me, heading for that small moon.
That's no moon.
All right, this week I'm gonna geek out a little bit because I always wanted to be an astronaut as a kid, and we have a real astronaut here. Please welcome Cady Coleman to the show.
Hey there.
You've spent time on the International Space Station.
6 months.
6 months in space. Obviously, I'm gonna ask, what was that like?
It was awesome.
I mean,
I would have stayed up there another 6 months in a minute. And it's the place that we're trying out the technology for going further interplanetary travel. We're also doing a lot of experiments that we can do in that environment. My favorite example is probably liquids. Up there, we get to see what do liquids really want to do, which actually tells us a lot about the little tiny forces that involve any liquid that are really hard to measure down here on Earth.
see, that's fascinating because you're looking very outward at the same time, talking about the possibility of interplanetary travel and things like we see in Star Wars. But you're also looking very much inward into more applicable problems.
I think you need to be inspired in order to keep hard at work at those smaller problems, but you also need the vision that, hey, this might be a completely different way to do that. And those things come from our imagination. And sometimes seeing them in a thing like Star Wars, it helps people see the science around them in a different way.
You actually helped us out with an episode of the Science and Star Wars show that's coming out soon on an episode about space travel. How much do you think Star Wars inspires people to pursue a career in sciences and space?
I think that movies like Star Wars and just the whole world that is created there is incredibly inspirational. There are people that look at the robotic hands that needed to be developed for Luke, and that has led to research here about robotics that actually help people. One of the professors at MIT, it's really one of my favorite things on the space station, is this experiment, Spheres, where this professor saw Star Wars and looked at Luke learning how to use the lightsaber and the little training, and he said, I want 6 of them, and I want them on the space station, and they are there. Kids are programming those spheres. There's astronauts that are up there. They're going to input the program.
And run these kids' programs.
Exactly. So that whole range comes from one experiment, and it came from one movie.
Is there something that you want to see happen on Earth that's from Star Wars?
To me, the most important part of Star Wars was having characters that I could identify with. I mean, who wouldn't want to be a space princess and in charge?
And I want to see us go to Mars. I want to see us go to other planets. So obviously we're on our way. Baby steps, right?
Hi, my name is Drew Daywalt, and I am the author of The Day the Crayons Quit, and I'm here today at Lucasfilm to work on the new BB-8 book, which will be the story of what happened to BB-8 between when he said goodbye to Poe and hello to Rey.
I'm Matt Myers, illustrator of Rules of the House, and I am very excited to draw BB-8. That's how you do a portrait of BB-8.
So be sure to look for the new BB-8 book at a bookstore in a galaxy near you.
Watching the Star Wars show.
Last week, we perhaps narcissistically asked for Star Wars show fan art, and by golly, did we get some good Star Wars show fan art.
Jenny Murph's daughter submitted her version of the Admiral Akbar that's on our wall, and Cam drew the entire crew along with Anthony holding a porg.
You know it's a porg because it says porg, and then there's an arrow pointing to the porg.
You wouldn't want to get that mixed up.
I love that. Matt Shotroff drew Obi-Wan and Yoda with the copy machine Force Ghost. Landon Otis drew Andy and Pablo. Hish Graphics drew the 2 of us in battle with Pablo, Hidalgo, and Cheese. And I got drawn as a porg.
It was pretty cute.
I got a lot on my porg mind.
With glasses.
Yeah.
Porgs wear them now. Plus, there were tons more Pablo paintings, lots of amazing photoshops, including the entire crew as their character counterparts in Spaceballs. And even, ooh.
Oh, Cheese made a painting too.
Of the Yoda fountain.
Huh. I didn't know he was such a big fan.
It's neat. Good job.
Well, thank you to everyone who submitted. We loved each and every one of them.
Including yours, Cheese.
And as always, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, download the app, follow us on all of the social media channels, do all the things.
Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.
If I was a porg, though, I don't think I would be that solemn. I think I would be so joyful.
To be a porg.
To be a porg.
Yeah. This week, we're going to space.
Well...
Is that perky enough for you, Frank? That's all the cheer I have in me.
She has to sleep for 6 weeks now to get that energy back.